with some values mixed in there. Imagine that. Values. Gosh, what's values, right? Conservative values, actually. We love God and country. Imagine that. We love the flag. We stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah, that's what we're about. The celebratory song, we're all queued up. We're all ready to go. All right, so beautiful. Uptown Trump. Some of you actually remember this. We played the heck out of it. DJ T put this together. Uptown Trump, parody of Bruno Mars. Everybody get down. Let's go. Are you ready? Here's Donald Trump.
I am officially running for President of the United States. I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. When do we beat Mexico at the border? They're laughing at us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime.
This dude may be older than Donald Trump. He got to go. His message ain't for the weak at heart. Gonna clean the mess. Just let him stop. K Street, Wall Street. Can't buy his love. What a pity. Macy's and the PGA. What you did to him was pretty shitty. Donald's too hot. Hot damn. Republicans can't handle him. It's too hot. Hot sham. Democrats are crapping the pants. Too hot. Kablam. He's got more money than Pooh's got honey. Too hot. Shazam. He's getting real good with the money. Break it down. Politicians gonna screw ya. Politicians gonna screw ya. Politicians gonna screw ya. Donald Trump won't slip it to ya. Donald Trump won't slip it to ya. Donald Trump won't slip it to ya. Swoops his hair, but we don't care. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on.
I would build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me, believe me.
Don't believe me, just watch.
When do we beat Mexico at the border? They're laughing at us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime.
Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 who? Stop. Wait a minute. Build a wall. Stop sneaking in here. Build a wall and make it tall. Julio stole a stretch. Go to Frisco, Chicago, and a sanctuary city. When they show up, gonna throw them out. Don't need more crime in the city. Too hot, hot damn. Republicans can't handle him. It's too hot, no sham. The Democrats are crapping the pants. Too hot, kablam. He's got more money than Pooh's got honey. Too hot, Shazam. And he's real good with his money. Break it down. Politicians gonna screw ya. Politicians gonna screw ya. Politicians gonna screw ya. Donald Trump won't slip it to ya. Donald Trump won't slip it to ya. Donald Trump won't slip it to ya. Swoops his head, but we don't care. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on.
We won't be using a man like Secretary Kerry.
Don't believe me, just watch.
It goes into a bicycle race at 72 years old and falls and breaks his leg. I won't be doing that.
Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 hey.
Nobody would be tougher on ISIS than Donald Trump.
Before you vote, let me tell you all something.
I don't need anybody's money.
Vote for Donald Trump. Uptown Donald Trump.
I'm really rich.
Vote for Donald Trump. Uptown Trump you up. I said vote for Donald Trump. Uptown Donald Trump. I said vote for Donald Trump. Uptown Trump you up. It's our chance to jump on it. If you're sick, let's change it. If you're tired, rearrange it. Don't talk about it, let's show 'em. It's our chance, jump on it. We're all sick, let's change it. He swoops his hair, but we don't care. Don't believe it, just watch him.
The American dream is dead.
Don't believe it, just watch him.
But if I get elected president, I will bring it back bigger and better and stronger than ever before.
Don't believe it, just watch. Don't believe it, just watch. Don't believe it, just watch.
I like China. I just sold an apartment for $15 million to somebody from China.
Uptown Donald Trump. I said vote for Donald Trump. I said vote for Donald Trump.
We have losers. We have losers. The big lie. Obamacare. $5 billion we spent on a website. I hire people. They do a website. It costs me $3.
Uptown
All right, Uptown Trump.
Uptown Trump, you up. Uptown Trump, you up.
And we will make America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, check it out for yourself. You can see the video. It's really a hoot. Uptown Trump on Google. Just type that in there if you'd like the song and you want to download it. You can find it there. DJ T put that together. Good stuff. I mean, it was good. There's a lot of crappy songs that people came up with. It. That parody was spot on there. It was really good. Congressional Republicans are considering ending the Obamacare individual mandate as part of a tax reform package, and if they do, it will save the government apparently a lot of money. The Congressional Budget Office reports today that repealing the mandate would cut the deficit by $338 billion over the next 10 years. But some people are saying not so fast. They say the downside is that ending that mandate would result in 13 million more uninsured people in 2027. Is it 2020? No, 2027. Yeah, that's wrong. That's more like it. And the individual mandate requires most Americans to purchase health insurance. Some people are exempt from it, like those with religious objections. The idea was that making everyone pay for health care was the only way to keep Obamacare premiums low. Without the mandate, some people, like healthy people who don't think that they need insurance, wouldn't pay for health care. So how do you make somebody buy health care or buy health insurance? By penalizing them if they don't? It's a good question. 2017, according to healthcare.gov, for fees and all that, not being covered is either 2.5% of household income or $695 per adult or $347.50 per child, whichever is higher. So why would ending the mandate cut the deficit so much? While the government would lose about $31 billion over the next 10 years from lost fines, it would make that money back many times over, apparently, by spending less on Medicaid in subsidies. And that's when you say Medicaid and cutting the subsidies, that's going to peeve off a lot of Dems. It's going to be very interesting to see how they might be able to load that in. And they're debating that right now and talking about it, but we'll see how that all goes down. That's just one of the hot button issues. They're going to take your tax, or you're going to take your money away from you. Nobody's be able to get any health care anymore. See, I told you. He's not going to fix it. He's going to end it. And then we're going to be in a worse predicament. It's a lot of money, folks, billions of dollars. How they're going to be able to rightly make it fair for everybody. It's going to be a lot of oversight and a lot of accountability to make sure this works. And I'm hoping they get this right, because if they don't get it right, it's going to haunt us. Trying to get back into office again. They'll be able to use that as fodder. So they've had plenty of time to say that they had a deal, they had plans. I really hope that Republicans can get something together, and hopefully working with Democrats, because if they don't, we're not going to get it through. We're not going to get it passed. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And Dems have made it very clear they're not going to be on board. I just don't see how they're going to cut that much off, and Democrats are going to agree on this one. Don't see it happening. The U.S. Navy, we've reported about the 3 aircraft carriers out in the Pacific, very close to North Korea. The USS Ronald Reagan, based in Japan. The USS Theodore Roosevelt, based in San Diego. The USS Nimitz, all of them are based out of that area, but in striking distance right now to South Korea. Units are assigned to the strike force. They're conducting coordinated operations in international waters to demonstrate the U.S. Navy's unique, capable prowess out to sea, and how to operate multiple carrier strike groups as they coordinate strike force efforts. So that's what they're doing right now. 3 aircraft carriers are expected to link up in the Sea of Japan later this week off the Korean Peninsula. They're all nearby each other. They're not like right on top of each other, but they're going to literally be on top of each other shortly. And it's a rare opportunity to train with 2 aircraft carriers together, and even rarer to be able to train with 3. And this is U.S. Pacific Fleet Commander Adam Scott Swift. He says multiple carrier strike forces and their operations are very complex. And this exercise in the Western Pacific is strong testament to the U.S. Pacific Fleet's unique ability and interclad commitments to the continued security and stability of the region. While at sea, the strike force plans to conduct air defense drills, sea surveillance, replenishment at sea, defensive air combat training, close and coordinated maneuvers, and other training. This is the first time that 3 carrier strike groups have operated together in the Western Pacific since exercises in Valiant Shield, which was, 2006 and 2007, off the coast of Guam. And both exercises focused on the ability to rapidly bring together forces from 3 strike groups in a response to any regional situations. Ronald Reagan took part in the Valiant Shield in 2006, and then the Nimitz took part in Valiant Shield in 2007. And most recently, U.S. Navy aircraft cameras have conducted dual carrier strike group operations, not cameras, but carriers in the Western Pacific, thank you, including the South China Sea, East China Sea, and the Philippine Seas. These opportunities typically occur when strike groups deploy to the 7th Fleet area of operations from the west coast of the United States and are joined with forward deployed carrier strike groups from Japan. And I'm sure this is making Kim Jong-un feel very safe, knowing that 3 of our carriers are doing these exercises. You know they're monitoring. They got satellites, so they're watching this whole thing go down. It's a show of force. Why are they doing it? It's a show of force. It's a build up, and they feel like something's going to be happening. People ask me all the time, "What do you think about the situation?" What I think is that it is one, and the president's alluded to this. It is a show of force in resolve that this is not just rhetoric, which that's what South Korea has been, the North has been saying all along, and the regime of Kim Jong-un is that this is just hot air from a crazy lunatic president, Donald Trump, just like most other U.S. presidents have just been sounding off and smack talking. So Donald Trump is letting me know this is just not just merely words. And I thought his speech, particularly in South Korea, was exemplary. It really had a lot of tangibles in there saying, we're not going to stand by. We're not going to allow you to get away with this. We're not going to let you do it. I believe they're there for a good reason. And it's either this guy is going to let his guard down or he's going to fire something off. It's going to provoke it shot down, and it's going to happen because that's going to make him mad. Then they're going to shoot something, and finally some action of some kind militarily. I don't exactly know exactly what the protocol will be, but there is plans to use mini nukes, EMP, as they threaten to use against us in our atmosphere, shutting down their grid. Just multiple precision strikes. Key areas that they have these programs that they've been building these nukes, putting these warheads on these tiny. It's very, very finite work. It's to put the miniaturized nukes and to put it on a warhead. I mean, this takes prowess, and it's believed that they already got it. They already have it. So the fear, obviously, is them launching it. And then what the fallout would be upon that, and where exactly would they be doing this? Testing it, because they want to see if it works over the South China Sea. I mean, where would it go? But they've already demonstrated that they can go long distance with their intercontinental ballistic missiles, and so that is worrisome. Do I think there's going to be a war? I do. When? I have no idea. This thing's going to drag out, but they haven't been provocative with any recent firings yet, and it could happen any moment. But I'll tell you, when it does seem like we get word from the Pentagon pretty quickly saying, we saw some unusual activities. It looks like a launch is happening. So that might be right when he leaves, to the Philippines. President takes off on Air Force One and goes back to the White House, and then